AITA, for uninviting my sister to my wedding for what she told my fiancé. My M27 fiancé F25 has an obvious permanent burn scar from an accident that caused her mother, her only parent, to pass away from injury. My fiancé had a long recovery. It's been 7 years. The scar is on her collarbone. It goes down her chest but isn't showing. Unless she's wearing scoops/square tops. She often wears hoodies/jackets to cover up. She puts this cream, I don't know what ladies call it, but it's supposed to tone skin color or something. I'm not sure, but my fiancé calls it foundation that is 1 degree brighter than her skin color. I absolutely adore her. She's pretty, smart, ambitious, and the list goes on. What happened was unfortunate and I'm glad she's at peace with herself and more confident. My family love her. How can they not? She's a member of the family. My mom makes sure she takes part in every family function and things like shopping and decorating other things. However, my sister made comments about my fiancé's scar several times. I've called her out on her behavior several times to get her to stop because she was hurting me before my fiancé with her backhanded and insensitive comments. Told my fiancé she had every right to cut my sister out and not deal with her bullshit, but she has been forgiving and respectful of my entire family. Our wedding is in February. My fiancé went shopping for the wedding dress. This is where the issue started. My fiancé showed the wedding dress to my sister. I didn't see it, but I was told it was a spaghetti strap dress. My fiancé likes this stuff. Anyways, my sister saw it and went nuts. She started criticizing her choice and said that she should have gotten a high neck or a jewel wedding dress to cover up the scar. She argued with my fiancé about it. I went to my family's house and I confronted her. I yelled at her after she told me my fiancé needed to return the dress and get a proper one so that guests won't focus on her burn scar and use it as the topic of conversation and gossip. Told her that she's not invited to our wedding. She isn't welcome to my wedding with this entitled attitude of hers and her insensitivity and disrespect. We argued for half an hour, then I left. In exactly an hour, my mom and dad called and berated me, saying my sister was crying after I uninvited her and that I had no right to univent her. She's my sister and was just trying to help out and give an advice and avoid any unnecessary drama at the wedding. My mom said my fiancé can keep the dress but suggested to wear a bridal shawl as a neutral solution. I stopped responding to my mom's calls and texts after that. Family members were upset my sister was uninvited and wanted me to invite her again because this will make family look bad in front of outsiders and guests. NTA. Your mom is ridiculous to suggest your fiancé needs to compromise with anyone on her wedding dress. NTA. I am a burn survivor. My scars are on my chest and upper arm. I can't begin to explain the mental toll that these so-called helpful comments have on a person. I have had people pull my blouse closed over my scars because they were showing or suggest what I should and shouldn't wear because of them. I have had comments about how at least it didn't damage my face and I can hide my scars. It took years to be okay with my scars. What your family is doing is abusive and psychologically damaging. Your sister is not being helpful, she is being cruel, and your parents need a huge wake-up call if they think this cruelty is acceptable. You are right to put your foot down and not allow your sister or anyone else to abuse your fiancé under the guise of being helpful. NTA. Uninvite anyone who insults your fiancé. Emo. I'm definitely standing my ground. This is mine and my fiancé's big day. What a small person your sister is. Your fiancé's burn scar is a badge of courage. I work in surgery, and I've done many burn reconstructions. That is no easy road to go down, and your fiancé should be praised for going through all that and coming out the other side with her gracious nature intact. Your sister owes you and your fiancé a huge apology. Your mother can offer one as well. This you factor is childish and reprehensible. NTA, at all. AITA for refusing to let a woman take from my greenhouse and pressing charges. I, 30M, live in a nice little neighborhood. Everyone knows everybody, we all have our own space and many have flower gardens. I have a greenhouse in my backyard that is visible from the street and behind a 4-foot picket fence. We got a new neighbor, haven't had the chance to meet them until today. I have a camera in my yard that notified me of movement near the greenhouse, so I went and checked, and that's when I found a lady and young teen picking tomatoes and peppers in my greenhouse. I raised my voice and asked what on earth they were doing, and the woman says it's fine, she's friends with the owner. I asked if she wants to run that by me again, causing the owner and I don't know who the hell they are. When she realized she was caught, she tried to leave with a bag full of vegetables. I told her she isn't leaving with that food and she has 2 minutes to drop it and leave or I'm pressing charges. She starts crying that she's trying to feed her child and needs it and that she can't afford this on her record, but I didn't feel like rewarding a theft and took the food from her and called the cops. She's telling everyone I'm an asshole and a toxic man, and though most are telling her she's in the wrong, her friends on Facebook are telling me I'm an asshole and should be ashamed. AITA edited for information. When she was offered the chance to leave without police involvement, she screamed at me and broke a pot that had some chives growing. I don't have her on Facebook. However, my name is on my mailbox and have since put my account to private. If she had asked first, by all means I would have given her a couple peppers, tomatoes, even some squash, but she didn't. NTA, it was clearly a private greenhouse. She lied about knowing the owner, she filled a bag full, and then she complained about it, a theft being added to her record. She knew she was doing something illegal, completely her fault. She's just mad she got caught. Get a trespassing charge on her too. If you catch her again, charges will be worse for her. She deserves it. NTA, she stole from you. She should have talked with you beforehand. Fact that she has the lie I know the owner ready to go makes me think she's used to stealing. NTA, start locking the greenhouse I guess. Just got back from the depot, going to install the lock after supper. NTA, she could have knocked on your door and asked instead of trespassing and stealing, right? I don't know any hobby gardeners who wouldn't say yes. I have so many zucchini and tomatoes and cucumbers in the summer that I knock on other people's doors and start asking if they can take some. AITA for cutting my hair after a friend's death despite a contract that dictates what I'm allowed to do, or not to do, with my hair. I've lost my job and have been ostracized by my family, so I figured I'd come to the court of public opinion. One of my best friends of over 10 years lost her battle with the big C word on Christmas. Fuck cancer, y'all. I'm not handling it well, TBH. I feel like a really crazy person. I literally haven't stopped crying. Through all the tumultuous emotions, I decided that I wanted to cut my hair. I don't know why, but I felt like I wanted to get rid of a psychological weight and my hair was suffocating me. I model and I've been doing it pretty much my whole life. My family is upper middle class due to my income. My parents work as my managers, even though I had actual, hired, experienced managers throughout the years. My dad works part-time elsewhere, but I am the main breadwinner in the family. Part of my current contract was that I can't cut my hair without prior consent from managing parties or else my contract could be rendered void. It wasn't really an issue until now. For a week, I tried to get consent, but nobody wanted to give it. So, over the weekend, I locked myself in my bathroom and chopped off almost all of my hair. I didn't go as extreme as 2007 Brittany, but I was definitely channeling her energy. Now I look like Steve from Stranger Things. I don't feel a lot better, but it was kind of cathartic. I'm glad I did it. My life changed, and I physically reflect that now. Now I'm unemployed, though, cause I was released from my contract, and as soon as I'm done with high school, my family wants me gone. I know that I jeopardized my family's financial security, and my parents are scrambling to figure out how to pay the bills because I may have been an immature asshole, but, I don't know, maybe it's grief, but I feel pretty apathetic about it. I wanted to grieve in my own way. Am I the asshole for that? Update, 6:35 p.m. So I talked to a few folks today, and I was sent a copy of the email exchanges that ultimately ended my contract. My contract was set to expire in June, but I wasn't booking until May to give myself time to finish up my last semester in high school. Instead of terminating my contract or firing me, I was released from my contract in a really nice way. I won't copy/paste, but the gist is, here at company we value the health and safety of all our employees, and it seems that Brittany is going through a hard time. Let's release her from her responsibility so she can enjoy school, and should she decide to come back after high school or freshman year of college, she'll be welcomed back into the agency. They even sent a PDF of therapists or counselors that I might wanna talk to. I talked to my old manager and she set me up in contact with a lawyer and already has access to copies of my documents, which she sent me in PDF, too. I also contacted Jasmine's mom, who said that I can move in to finish HS if I'm kicked out in March. I'm not gonna say much, but what my parents were doing was definitely illegal unless I have trusts, which I doubt. BC my parents both have nice new cars and stuff. I also emailed my school guidance counselor. I have a new email contact, and I'll be sent my financial records ASAP. So, yeah. Posting this morning, I honestly felt like an ungrateful, whiny teen who fucked over her family, but you guys made me realize that my life is definitely not normal or fair, and I thank you all for that, and for the immeasurably kind words you've all given me. I'll keep fighting. Edit, I'm an idiot and somehow blocked someone while scrolling in my inbox. Get legal advice ASAP. If you're in the US, there's a law called Coogan's Law that requires parents to put 15% of a child's earnings into a locked account. I definitely will. NTA. They should never have been relying on their teenager daughter to pay for their bills. That's on them. In FO, how old are you and how long have you been supporting your family? My inclination is NTA. Your parents are not entitled to financial support from their child. Many people find cutting their hair cathartic. This could mean big changes for you since it impacts your finances, but you're not an for making the choice. If you're young, you're hugely NTA because you should be focusing on grieving and living and embracing your autonomy. I'm 17, and this has been how it's been since forever. I got discovered at a junior pageant when I was 3 or 4, and it's just been the way it is. I never really questioned it.